Hello, 4th and 5th graders. Today we are going to be making a ruler. For this assignment, I want you to make a ruler, and to make the ruler, we're going to make it by hand. We're going to use these tools. So you're going to need a strip of tagboard paper, which I have for you. You're going to need your cube, you're going to need your rod, and of course, you'll need a pencil. Now, if you remember, this cube, we've done a lot of measuring with this, but this cube is actually 1 centimeter long. And this rod is made up of 10 of these centimeters, so that makes it a decimeter. We think about the word decimal or decade. That's because that means 10. So 1 centimeter goes 10 into a decimeter. Now you also have a piece of string, which I don't have here, and that is 10 of the decimeters, or 100 centimeters, and we call that a meter. But today we're just going to make a ruler, a smaller ruler, that which we can use to measure various things. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to use both of these things to measure out on your ruler the distances that you are required to do. So we're going to start with the decimeter. We're going to start with this. And in order to do this, we don't want to start in the middle because that wouldn't make any sense. We want to start right on the edge because we always want to measure from the left to the right, right on the edge. So we're going to take our rod and we're going to put it right up to the edge. Double check that it's really right on the edge, not overlapping, no space, no overlap, right there, right on the edge. Then what you need to do is once it's lined up, you're going to make a mark as close as you can, right up against the other edge, right over here. And then you're going to pull it away, and that is 1 decimeter long. So you're going to write in 1 decimeter. Now, we could do it again. We can repeat our measurement. We can put it right up again, right to that mark, and then make sure that it's really, really snug against that. In fact, even overlap that mark just a little bit, and then make another one on the end of that. And now you have 2 decimeters. Now, we could do it again, except we're out of room here, so we're not going to keep going on with our decimeters. But now we have a ruler that is 1 and 2 decimeters. Great. So if I want to measure things that are decimeters, this is perfect. But what if I want to measure something that is, in fact, centimeters, something smaller? Well, in order to do that, we're going to have to use the cube to help us with that. And we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to start here, and we're going to just do it 10 times. Now, this is really tricky because what's going to happen is you're going to make this one just a little bit larger, and this one a little bit larger, and this one, and then your last one is going to be super tiny because you've made it so large. So you got to be really, really careful to just really get right on that edge every single time. So see, that's a decimeter, or that's a centimeter, excuse me, right there, 1 centimeter. But it's actually tiny, tiny fraction of a little bit larger. So what you want to do on your next one is you want to get it right on top of that line. Not too far over, because then it'll be too small, but right on top of that line, and put the next one in. So now you can see there's 1, 2, and we're going to keep going. Again, trying to keep it as tight as we can. Just repeating this measurement over and over and over, right on top of the line each time, trying to keep it tight and even, and hopefully at the end we'll see how well I did. Looks like I'm a little bit short. Yep, looks like I'm a little bit short. And that's partly because I just was overlapping. Every time I do this, it's slightly bigger than a centimeter, and this is perfectly 1 decimeter. Now, the other way to do it is to look at this and say, aha, notice my first one is pretty close, but by the last one, I'm off a little bit. So you could actually use this as well as a measurement, because each one of these along here, notice there's cuts in here, each one of those is a centimeter. So you could, if you're careful, put this down and mark those lines, and that will be, in fact, a little bit more even with the centimeters, excuse me. See, that's a little bit better. But once you've got that, you're going to label it. and so on. Maybe make your lines nice and even. You want to make these shorter than the larger ones because you want to be able to tell where the decimeters go and where the centimeters go. So that's why rulers often have short lines for the smaller ones, and the longer measurements get those extra long lines. And then you're going to do that again over here until you have yourself a ruler that is in fact 25 centimeters long. Now you're going to use this ruler in the next activity, which there will be instructions for in a Google Doc for you to work in. Good luck.